Hello everyone, welcome on today's Dharma discussion. My name is Dang Dai Nyik, and I'm very happy to have you guys with me here today on a beautiful Saturday. So to begin, let's say the Buddha's name 3 times in Vietnamese. Nam Mô Phật Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni. Nam Mô Phật Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni. Nam Mô Phật Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni. Nam Mô Phật Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni. Another week has passed. Like I say every single week, time surely goes by so quick. And today is June 20th. It's a Saturday right now. I welcome each and every one of you. Last time we spoke about doing good for animals and to those that are close to us, and not expecting anything in return. In this way, time goes by faster. True happiness from within shines through us, and we can do anything. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as we do it for others, and we do it without having any expectations. This gives us drive and motivation and determination to go further, harder than anything. And this is the fastest way to create your good virtue. This creates virtue. This is the training that we strive for. And so when you're doing deeds, you're creating good karma. But when you are not only doing good karma, doing positive things around the house, around the temple, doing nice gestures, nice things, kind things to people around you. And so when you have expectations, like I'm doing this because I want to create good karma, this will only nourish the deeds, builds your the positive deeds. But in order to have virtue and to create virtue, you must do it without any expectations, without any thought involved in it. You know what you're doing, and this brings you happiness from within. When they tell you, oh, you did a good job, you should really have a raise, you should be promoted, you feel happy from other people. But this kind of happiness comes from deep within. And so this builds your virtue. This is the one thing that we are trying to create, because karma and positive deeds, they run out. Let's just say that there's a bank account. Everyone has one. And there's a positive and a negative. And so these deeds that we are doing to create positive energy or positive thought into our life, and so we put it in the bank. And so whenever we feel unhappy, other positive things come to us, and it helps us in order to stay happy or to stay motivated, or whatever it is that we need help on. These things, karma, comes right back and help us. And if we do things without any expectation, and this creates virtue. This is our training that we do every single day. And so today we do a lot of walking here. We do a lot of gardening and lawn work, yard work, you name it. And it's obviously in the beginning it's a lot of work, and it can be very hard work, and it is hard work. Keeping your lawn and yard top notch is quite a difficult task, and so you have to maintain it. You must take care of it. You must do all the things necessary in order to keep it beautiful, and so that when people come to your house or the monastery, they can feel the warm nature, beauty that's all around them. And this is not created naturally. The monks here really take the time to do it, and so to maintain it, to keep it top notch and to the best of our ability. And so this takes a lot of work and time and care and thought. But with the help of the practitioners here, we're able to get all the things that we need, the tools, and so the donation is quite helpful in our training. And so if we didn't have these types of donations offered to us, we would have to do everything by hand. And I mean, most of the time we do quite a bit by hand because we want to minimize everything. And for the weeds, it's actually better to take it out from the root, and it's a lot of fun, especially when it rains. It makes it a lot more difficult when it's hot. So when the rain comes, it's a little bit more easier. The soil is soft, but you get dirty, and so you got to be careful when you're doing these type of work. When you're wearing the monk outfit, the monk uniform, and the robes and stuff, you can't work, and so you gotta have another work outfit, one that is like cut up or torn apart somewhere. You use that one in order to work out and about in the garden. This makes it easier. And so doing this, it helps you a lot in your training, keeps you determined and longer. And so a lot of people ask questions like, why did you become a monk? Well, what is it so fun? Why would you become a monk? Why would you leave everything and leave your family and devote it to this way of living? You took so much time to go to college and to have play basketball. Don't you have dreams and stuff? Like, why are you a monk now? And so, especially during this time, the coronavirus, it makes people upset, unease, and it's very difficult for people to stay genuinely happy. A lot of times, I remember back when I was younger, when I was really young, my mind was more happy because you don't think that much when you're younger. All you think about is finding ways to have fun, and you're still learning, and so everything is brand new in your life. And so as you continue to get older, your expectations grow. This ego of comparison to you with other people becomes more and more ingrained into your mind, and so it's like you don't really work on yourself, like learning about what is making you happy, but you start to separate yourself with other people and comparing yourself to other people, and so this makes life so much more harder. And so and it's like you think about it too much. You're like, why when I say the same thing, people don't listen? But then why do other people say things and they do listen? You compare yourself with other people, and this makes it very difficult on yourself. And sometimes you don't like yourself. You go into these phases where you just tell yourself, like, why isn't anything continuing to go on this positive direction? That's when the first sign, when you feel like things are not going your way. This is when you start to attract the negative. There comes a point in your life where things begin to go down, and sometimes in life, a lot of people, it's difficult for them to get out of this state of mind, because, like I've spoken about in the other previous videos, that we live in the world of attraction, and so we're always attracting things, and whatever it is that our mind thinks about or constantly talks about, and so what you speak about, not only through your voice, but inside your mind, whatever it is that you're saying to yourself, you are attracting it. And so whenever you get defeated, as I can't remember right off the top of my head right now, but there was a time when I was younger, I was always the one who's thinking about another way, a better way. I'm a Sagittarius, and so I'm always thinking about other solutions, other ways that other people didn't find. And so when I was younger, I would we have straws, right, to drink water or juice or whatever. And one day I had scissors, and so I cut them out, one this small, this long, and this small, and the other one bigger. So it became bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then it would, create this type of thing. And then when I flipped it, as I noticed that when I blow on it, it makes a sound. And when, depending on the level of the length of the straw, and then I just taped it all together, and so it would become like an instrument. And during that time, I never seen an instrument like that before, and I felt really happy. And it was very good in my mind. I created something. And so when I was younger, I was always determined that I would become an inventor. I would create things of my own. And I would always open things up, like remote controls, VCRs, cassettes, open them up, like see how they are created. And so these things fascinate me. Pens, I would break them and I would see how they would be created. Very interested. Like my parents would have a karaoke system in the back, and I would be the one messing around with it, seeing what fits with what. And they would always, my dad would get really angry at me and saying, well, why did you mess up this and that? It's a grown-up thing. You don't know how to do it, And so, but, I began to learn about it by actually doing it, and trial and error. And this created a lot of enjoyment for me. And also, I'm a very risk taker. I like to take risks, and it was a lot of fun. And so the creative mind of a child, and then something along the way, I slowly forget this goal of mine to be an inventor. But I still had a lot of creativity throughout my life. It's just maybe just my nature, due to the Sagittarius sign. I am quite creative, but it just shows that somewhere along the line, through the people that you grow up with, my parents, my friends, my aunts and uncles, and my family's friends, sometimes what they think is not really what it's supposed to be. It's their way of teaching you, and it's their limit of knowledge that they have, and they're only trying to help you with what they know. And so somewhere along the line, I felt defeated. I felt like I had to follow other people's opinions. Everything that people learned about in life is simply an opinion. It's what they have learned. But you learn from each other by learning other people's experiences. But the thing about it is that it's their experience. And although their experience can be quite helpful, but you know what? There's many routes. There's many ways and shortcuts to get to one destination, to the goal. Growing up, I continue to create a lot of things in my life. Although I'm not an inventor. I didn't become an inventor. Simply the fact that I didn't know how to broadcast or label, brand myself. But I still had invented a few other things that are quite fun. Let's see, I would make a yo-yo. I would create a yo-yo one time. And I would make a lot of origami things. I would always mess around folding things, a piece of paper, short and long. Well, somebody taught me how to create the crane. And then afterwards, I just continued with creating my own ways and methods. And so, as a child, I love creating my own things, like airplanes, making my own paper airplanes, different shapes, and what the velocity would create, and seeing what kinds of simple lines and creases that would make the plane maneuver and fly in a way where it's unique and stylish or creatively. These are the things that brings me happiness. And so there are certain things in life where you get so much drive and motivation in doing, right? And for me, it's those little things. Those are the little things. And just imagine if we can take these creative mindsets without any blockages and bringing it into our daily life, bringing it into our work life, bringing it into our school life, right? There's people who will tell you that, okay, this is not going to be helpful in your life, and you can listen to it. And it is important to listen to those who are older than you, of course, because they have gone through it. But then, you can experience it also your way. It doesn't mean that you're bad. It doesn't mean that you're wrong. It just means that you're going to be taking a chance. And that chance could mean a breakthrough. That chance can be something amazing. And so you must find that within you. There's something within you that knows exactly what you need to do. As a kid, I would remember I followed my intuition, my gut feeling. This is what I need to do. Even though everyone is telling me that I should do this, I shouldn't do that, But I'm a daredevil. I do what I feel that I need to do. Kind of like when I was determined to be a monk. A lot of things was at hand. And I gave up everything because I knew that this is what I was meant to do. And here I am, 3.5 years later, still going strong and staying motivated each day. I'm learning something new about myself every single day. And as a child, I remember that, somewhere along the way, from this creative mindset of mine, I knew that I must do something to help the world. And a lot of times I feel that by helping the world, I must do something big, something extraordinary, something that's huge, that it's never been done before. And this is what has limited me, because I wasn't open-minded about the possibility of what can actually help someone. Think about it. One word, just one word, can change someone's life completely. Isn't that crazy? Like, you can come up to someone and scare them. You can come up to someone and literally just boo, and they wake up and they're like, why did you scare me like that? Why did you just scare me like that? And like, because I love you. Love you. Bye. I don't know. Like, something like that could be life-changing. People don't expect it. They don't know. And you don't know what's going through their mind, what they're experiencing. And so, little gestures and ways to approach people and bring happiness into their life is endless. And so how do you know? How do you know what you're doing is going to turn out right and what you're doing is going to be bad? You don't know. You must follow what's in your heart. And when you meditate, this is what it's all about. You are building the sense of knowing and awareness about yourself and about those who are around you. And the more you do this, the more you will gain confidence in what it is that you need to do. Because you already know what you need to do from the time you were born, right? From the time you were born, you knew exactly what you needed to do. But somewhere along the way, you forgot. You got confused from other people's point of views. And so you start to question yourself, like, oh, wait a minute here. Maybe I am funny. Maybe I am weird. Maybe I'm a goofball. And maybe that's a bad thing. Wait, is being a goofball a bad thing or a good thing? Maybe I should ask somebody who is a cop. Maybe I should talk to him and see if they think being a goofball is actually a positive thing or a bad thing. Why don't you ask a comedian and see what they will say? And so there's so many routes in your life. There's so many turns. There's so many ways to make this life meaningful and enjoy every single moment of it. It doesn't matter what it is that you do. You could be cleaning the toilet, you could be washing the dishes, you can be doing anything and having the time of your life, doing whatever it is that you need to do. The next time we speak, we will dive deeper to understand the 8 noble paths, so that we can have all the right things to create a positive direction. A lot of times I don't want to focus so much like you're in school. You don't want to be studying. You want to be enjoying. You want to be having fun. You want to be experiencing. But we will talk about those things to have a brief understanding of it, and then we will create more of these meaningful moments together, to create a life worth living, a life worth looking back at and be like, yes, I did that. I created that. Today we had a discussion about how to be happy and how to stay motivated and not letting anybody tell you that you're not good enough, and that the creative mind is always present. Continue to be happier each day. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope to see you guys soon. Bye-bye. See ya.